Drawing inspiration from my two best bases I've built during my last 1000 hours in this incredible game, I've combined the finest elements to create a masterpiece. Each floor of this base is a bunker, accessible only from the inside. I've been testing this base for a long time, and I can confidently declare it is impenetrable. I've put crazy turrets outside the base, ensuring complete control over all entrances. Each turret is protected by triple chain fences, making them a strong challenge to destroy. Within the compound, you'll find 4 large furnaces and 4 bunkers accessible via twig roofs. Raiders would require at least 70 rockets to breach this strong defense. Taking a cue from the Mirage base, I've incorporated a pixel peak that requires no paid DLC building skins. Aspiring farmers will rejoice at the 8 planter boxes, carefully positioned under the watchful eye of turrets. Don't miss out on my latest base creations by subscribing, hit the like button, and let's explore this base from the inside. Behold this masterpiece. This base features a fully functional compound with 2 entrances. Each entrance is secured by a solo door, followed by an airlock upon opening the double doors, even if the first door is breached. 2 turrets safeguard this area, requiring at least 3 chains to destroy each one. As you've noticed, this base is perfectly symmetrical. This base has many secrets, which I'll show you later. Adding ammo to the turrets is as simple as glancing at their lower sections. A detail I'll further emphasize during the construction process. 8 planter boxes are strategically placed within the compound, divided into sections of 2. Each section requires 1 sprinkler and 1 light source. Recall that there are 2 entrances to this base. Since the base is symmetrical, I've implemented 2 entrances into the base itself. I'm particularly pleased with the outcome. Firstly, shotgun traps provide additional security, and there's access to a head glitch peak for both long-range and compound-focused engagements. The 3rd floor serves as your combat spawn, providing access to the second base exit. Another crucial aspect of this entrance is the requirement to use a ladder to ascend, preventing firing from the ladder, making it easy to eliminate those attempting to climb. From here, you can access another section of the shooting floor. I call it a pixel peak, as it allows you to fire endlessly while remaining concealed. However, this isn't the most powerful peak on offer. Centrally positioned is an exceptionally strong pixel peak that can only be constructed using the Brutalist stone skin. However, on the Hidden Joint channel, I'll demonstrate a method to bypass the DLC skin requirement. This approach won't work in other bases, highlighting the meticulous planning that went into this design. As the base is symmetrical, the other side mirrors this layout. I almost forgot to mention that you can also fire upwards from this location, creating a 2-sided peak. I've hinted at the upper floor but haven't shown how to access it. The path leads through another pixel position. This side peak is exceptionally strong. In essence, the shooting positions in this base are meticulously designed, earning it the title of masterpiece. A single door leads to the rooftop, where you'll find a minicopter, mixing tables, and imbalanced turrets that cannot be destroyed by a minicopter. Combat spawns are positioned on the flanks. If you require air defense, install them directly above this area. This floor also allows you to fire downward into your compound. If you need to descend quickly, simply open the door and step down without taking any damage. This could prove useful in situations where you've eliminated an enemy. Now that you've seen all the shooting positions in this base, let's delve into the main core. Behind this red door lies a staircase leading downward. However, descent is currently impossible due to the presence of a bunker. To open this bunker, stand on the sleeping bag below, remove 2 windows, and break the twig ceiling. Upon breaking, the spiral staircase will collapse. Let's proceed to the 2nd floor. Here, I've created a mini half-open core. Observe that a single loot room houses 7 large boxes. Another identical loot room with 7 more large boxes is located on the opposite side. You might think, hidden joint, why are the resources again behind a single wall? In reality, this loot room is protected by at least 2 walls on all sides. Additionally, a top wall provides further security from the shooting floor. Another bunker, accessible through a red door, is situated on this side. To open it, repeat the process of standing on the sleeping bag below. But don't worry, we'll get to that later. Through the airlock, we enter our starting main 2x1. Here, you'll find a level 3 workbench and 8 large boxes. To open the bunker, break the twig structure. The TC is located sideways in a triangle, and its upkeep is right in front of you. But that's not all this base has to offer. There are 4 more external bunkers. We'll get to those later. First, let me demonstrate how to close the bunkers within the base. Place straw through the wall, followed by a spiral staircase through another wall. Upgrade the staircase to any desired material. For the second bunker, follow a similar similar approach. Place a twig ceiling through the wall and upgrade it to any material. An important addition: to eliminate the gap in the bunker, upgrade the spiral staircase to HQM and the gap will disappear. Now let's explore the external bunkers. They're all positioned identically and opened using a twig roof. Each of these bunkers contains 2 large and 2 small crates. In total, there are at least 8 large crates outside the base. Splashing 2 bunkers simultaneously won't be possible. If you're not a fan of multi-TC bases, this base can be constructed without them. I'll demonstrate. I hope you've grasped the impregnability of this fortress as I'm unveiling my 10th exclusive base on Patreon today. This base's construction cost is half that of the previous one, but it requires even more rockets to raid. Mini compound, a practical starter base, mirage base turrets, an abundance of pixel peaks, and an impressive 11 bunkers that I can't fully reveal here. For a mere 7.5, you'll gain access to this base and all the other exclusive content I publish here. That's a minimum of 10 private bases catering to diverse gameplay styles. The Patreon link is in the description. Subscribe and you won't regret it. As always, I recommend placing your base footprint beforehand to ensure you have ample space. However, this footprint is unconventional. Have you ever seen 6 square foundations in a row in a base? Neither have I. Nonetheless, the starting base dimensions are 2 by 1. I recommend upgrading the entire central area to HQM if possible. The rest can be constructed from sheet metal. Now, let's take a look at the starter base. I'll be upgrading directly to the final version. You can start with stone instead. This starter base option is ideal for those who are resource strapped in the early game. Position the TC strategically to accommodate a furnace later. As you progress, your loot room will evolve into this. Everything you need to get started, and this is how it will look from the outside, hazmatos not included. However, at this stage, you're vulnerable due to the single door. Therefore, as soon as resources become available, commence construction. In the later stages of your survival, upgrade everything to HQM here, as this will become your main core. Always position doors to open towards each other. On this side, you'll have a loot room with space for 4 large crates. If you have the DLC, you can also place 8 barrels, but only if you have them. I've reached 17,000 subscribers on my channel, and it's all thanks to you. Thank you for liking and commenting on my videos. It means the world to me. A huge shout out to all my paid subscribers on Patreon as well. Your support allows me to continue doing what I love. Thank you all. Make sure to upgrade the wooden ceiling I just installed. It will be needed for the future bunker. If you forget about it, you can fix it later, but it will be very difficult. Now, remember how I'm creating the exit to the second floor. You need to do it exactly like this. We need all of this for the bunker to function properly and to prevent it from being easily broken, bypassed, and so on. If you're a beginner, you can use a twig roof to climb up to the base. But if you're a 17,000-hour pro like me, you can use that wooden ceiling to get up. Now let's reinforce our descent to the first floor, as these single-door exits are often targeted by grubs. I don't want you to be raided, I want you to destroy the entire server. Now, look, here's one square, here's another square, and now we're starting to make the loot room. Don't forget that it should be sunken half a floor down. I recommend doing it this way so that you can fit more boxes. Upgrade these auxiliary ramps and shelves to wood to avoid wasting extra resources. However, you will need to upgrade the wall to sheet metal. That's because you won't have 4 but 7 large boxes here. If these boxes are behind a stone wall, someone will definitely want to blow them up. Installing the boxes themselves is not difficult at all. Everything can be placed without any problems. The main thing is to place the boxes evenly. On the other side, where we have the same square, we make a similar loot room. I'll speed this up, as I think you've already gotten the gist of it. However, I don't recommend using these side loot rooms until the second floor is fully constructed, because you see how does it look from the outside right now? Very strange. Next step. Here's one loot room, here's another. Now we start building it up the way I'm doing it in the video. This is a very important floor in this base, so upgrade everything to sheet metal whenever possible. On this side, we will have one window opening for the bunker and another window opening for the large battery. I don't think there will be any problems getting into the base. Remember that wooden ceiling I pointed out to you. Once you have the exit to the second floor, you can fully use the bunker. Place the first ceiling from here, then install the second ceiling through the wall. Next, also install a triangular spiral staircase through the wall and upgrade it to any material. From this point on, you are sealed in. Even if one ceiling is broken, the bunker will not open. To open the bunker, you must break the ceiling from both sides. Once you do that, it will open. From the outside, your base currently has the following shape, but I don't like that the HQM walls are visible. Therefore, we are now installing 1-story high iron walls around the entire perimeter of our base. I'm building with black sheet metal on purpose so you can see what's being added and where. We will use a twig roof to climb up to the base. Now that the first floor is fully protected, I suggest making the exit to the third floor right away. You can either place a furnace or a DLC barrel here for the ascent. We will build up this exit in the same way we did the previous ones. Now look, we have an exit to the third floor, but no way to get up to the third floor. We need to do that. Look, here's one square and exactly the same square on the other side. Place 2 half walls on the sides and a triangular hatch opening in the center. You don't have to upgrade the opening itself, upgrade everything else to stone. Next, we hop to the next floor and install window openings. Now comes a very important step. You need to place a square hatch opening right now. Only then can you install a square roof. If you try to do it the other way around, it won't work. Here, you can upgrade the roof to either regular stone or the brutalist skin. Any other skin will obstruct your movement. This allows you to easily descend and ascend. We no longer need this triangular opening, so we can get rid of it. So, you've just completed one side entirely. We do exactly the same thing on the other side. Now we have 2 fully functional ascents. Now we install another layer of iron walls on top of all our black iron walls, but I make them red so you can notice them. Where we have a square buffer area, I place 2 walls on the sides and cover it with a square roof. If you have spare HQM, I recommend upgrading the ceilings. Next, I advise fully building up the third floor. To do this, right across from the descent, we make a preparation for a future turret. I've only placed 6 turrets in this base, so you can put another 6 wherever you want. You can even set up traps around the base. Now simply build up the third floor, as I do in the video. The most important thing here is not to build too much, because we will still have exits to the shooting positions here. Upgrade everything as usual, frames to stone, everything else to sheet metal. Do not install doorways in these places under any circumstances. We will create a pixel peak here, which we will do now. First, place 3 half walls, window openings on them, and add a ceiling on top. Then install a square roof, and finally a ledge for the peak. Here too, I recommend upgrading everything to sheet metal for better protection. Remember, you will have beds here. We do exactly the same thing on the other side of the base. Once you have a ladder, you can make a full entrance to the base. In principle, everything is convenient to use and there should be no problems. And besides, you can already use the head glitch peak that you have here. If you want to replace these doors with a garage door, for example, you can do that too. It will even be better. At this point, I recommend making preparations for future pixel peaks. It's all done very simply. You don't even have to leave the base. Of course, we do this on both sides. If you already have embrasures at this stage, you can install them. The one in the center is only installed from the outside. The others can already be installed from the inside. From this point on, you have a fully functional pixel peak. However, note that the central pixel is only available to me because I am using the brutalist skin. As you can see, the default stone removes it. And to make it appear with the default stone as well, you need to place triangular roofs on these ceilings that I have outside. Be sure to do it from both sides. As you can see, everything works. You will succeed too, I am sure. If necessary, they can be upgraded to any material. Since our base is completely symmetrical, we do exactly the same thing on the other side. As the next step, I advise you to make an exit to the roof right away. To do this, remove the double door, and here, as you remember, we also had a pixel peak. We also improved this moment in sheet metal, and the ramp can be in wood. We install all embrasures from the inside, then we go up and make a structure for a future turret. Here, you can put a half wall to climb higher. Now we need to place first a square hatch opening and then put a sheet metal ceiling on top of it. I recommend making it sheet metal so that nakeds don't break it for you. And in general, upgrading ceilings to sheet metal is cheaper than stone. If you already have a turret, it is conveniently placed from here. If you don't have it at this stage, just put it later when you have it. These chains are needed to protect the turret you will have above. They will prevent it from being easily blown up from below. On the other hand, we do exactly the same thing. In the future, by the way, you will have windmills on these towers. They are quite easy to install. I think you will figure it out. Next, look, you see, we have such empty spaces left. On each side, we install triangular and square openings. The square frames can be upgraded to wood because they are only for the pixel peak. Next, once you have everything installed, simply install a triangular roof on this side. Then install doorways and doors in them. For aesthetics, you can add triangular roofs on top. Now you have a fully functional pick down. You can even jump off from here if you need to. We do exactly the same thing on the other side. side. Everything is built quickly. I hope it's clear. Next, look, here we have one entrance. Here we have another entrance. We need to make another one on this side as well, but this will already be the entrance to the compound. It doesn't really provide any special protection, so everything here can be upgraded to stone. The opening where you will have a chain door can be upgraded to wood, but this is not necessary. Place the double doors so that they open towards the single opening, so that when they are open, they create an airlock. This will essentially be your gatehouse to the compound. We do the same thing in a similar place, but on the other side. If you want, you can add window openings on the sides, but I didn't. I didn't like it very much. Now, the most exciting topic. This is the multi-TC. From our entrance, we place 7 square foundations. Instead of 8, we install a triangular foundation. Note that the height of these foundations does not matter at all. Now we demolish everything and go back with triangular foundations. If you want, you can even place this multi-TC on a mountain. If the tip of the triangular foundation rests against the base, then everything is correct. Add another triangular foundation on each side and upgrade to stone. Next, we add 3 more triangular foundations on each side, but upgrade only 2. Please note, if you have it the same way at this stage, then everything is correct. Now we are making a preparation for a future turret. To avoid wasting resources, these frames can be upgraded to wood. Upgrade the side walls to sheet metal. Everything else can be made of stone. Now more about the turret. Pay attention to exactly how I do it, because if you place the turret incorrectly, you will not be able to reload it with ammo. I placed it in the center of the triangular foundation, and I advise you to do the same. You can look into the turned off turret by looking at its low side. If you can't reach it, try the look at radius command in the console. Note that this entire structure will decay if you don't have a multi-TC, so place 4 squares from the center and install 3 triangular foundations at the end. In this place, be sure to install 2 half walls, not a whole wall. This is necessary for the multi-TC to be disconnectable. If you have any questions about this base or any other bases from my channel, you can always contact my Discord. I or my team of assistants will definitely help you. The link to my Discord channel will be in the pinned comment. Once you've built everything, the last thing left to do is connect everything from above with square frames. Now you have a fully functional multi-TC. Don't be afraid, try it at least once. I recommend starting the construction of your external bunkers next. They will be made entirely of sheet metal. The only thing that can be left in wood here is the shelf for boxes. But if you don't want your multi-TC to consume wood, then upgrade it to sheet metal as well. Next, we make an extension to our bunker from the base and upgrade the last foundation either to sheet metal or to HQM. Then place a sheet metal wall in this place and install a twig roof. Climb up, and here it is very important for us to put an opening for a triangular hatch, but we must do it in such a way that the open bunker remains open after its installation. Be sure to check this moment, because if you do it differently, your bunker will not work. Inside, simply place 2 boxes. When installing the boxes, I recommend aligning them with the far wall so that they are as far away from the bunker wall as possible. If you are afraid that your bunker foundation will be hollowed out, then follow my instructions, which I will give you now. In this case, even if the foundation is broken, the wall will remain in place. On this side, we have the same place on the side, and here we make the same bunker. However, everything will be mirrored here. I never recommend putting all the resources in one bunker. Here you have 4 bunkers. Put at least half of the resources in them. The rest can already be stored wherever you want. You can put a little in the multi-TC, leave a little in the base. With such a policy, the raid on your base will never pay off. I've been playing Rust for a long time. I always do this. I'm still trying to get this across to you, but not everyone gets it. Next, on the other side of the base, we do exactly the same thing, but only super fast. If you don't need these multi-TCs at all, then build everything the same, but only without the foundations set aside from the house. But I would still recommend that you try to build a multi-TC, especially when there is such a great tutorial on YouTube. But in fact, that's not all I wanted to tell you about these bunkers. The boxes that you put inside can be seen from the outside. The right side can be fixed by upgrading the frame to stone, but the left side can only be fixed by installing high external walls. Well, that is, you need to build a compound. To make everything look beautiful and wonderful, repeat after me. That is, I installed a triangular foundation and then installed a large furnace close to it. Next, starting from the entrance to the territory, I start installing high walls. The second wall just covers the gap that we have in the bunker. Now, those boxes are impossible to see. If anything, these walls do not interfere with the opening of the bunker in any way. The turret itself does not lose its properties, and nothing interferes with it. Don't believe me, but I'll show you. If you want to replace wooden walls with stone walls, for example, you can do that too. Even the appearance of the base will not change in any way. I use wooden ones because they are more attractive. Now, as for the metal barricades, where our bunker is located, we install the barricades in this way. Even twig ceilings are not needed. But on the other hand, we will already need these triangles. Therefore, we install them everywhere and put up barricades as I do in the video. Everything is the same on the other sides. I won't even show it. Next, we move to our roof and make a preparation for a future combat spawn here. In the center, I install a locker, then I install a bed close to it and close everything with a double door. We do the same thing on the other side. If you play in a team of more than 2 people, then you can put 2 beds in these rooms, and instead of a box, you can use a drop box. If anything, it can be installed on the window. Now you have 2 options. You can either put a barricade on top, or you can put an air defense if you need them. However, please note that if you put an air defense, then it must be closed with such square roofs, and this place is ideal for it. Now let's go back to the main core of our base, because I showed you the first bunker, but not the second one yet. To make it, you need to repeat the movement behind me. We put a square. Next, from this square, we install an opening from the triangular hatch. You can put a grill grate there so that it's convenient to climb. Well, then everything is as usual. Through the wall, we install the bunker ceiling, and on it a screw staircase. It turns out that you could have made this bunker at even earlier stages of your survival. The next moment is the pixel peak, which is located at the place of ascent to the roof, but for this you first need to make an auxiliary extension on which you will need to put 2 square stone barricades. But the barricades cannot be placed here just like that. To put them, you need to add twig ceilings, then these ceilings can be broken, the barricades will remain standing. In fact, this is a strong pixel peak, which I really like to use. This is the house that turned out. I would like to express my special gratitude to all my paid subscribers on Patreon, as well as to everyone else who likes, watches, and comments on my videos. Thank you, because thanks to you I can continue to do what I do. Subscribe to the channel so as not to miss the latest bases from me, and also don't forget about the like and watch my other videos. Well, I went to come up with a new base.